observed. The appeals process, reporting and disclosure of findings, safekeeping of record of proceedings, all of these are in relation to the Students' Disciplinary Code. Please, and I urge you, and this is one of the most important Bibles that you need to have with you to see what kind of behavior will be considered to be a transgression, and you do not want to be appearing in front of the jury, so to say, to listen to why you have done this and not that. So that's the first important thing. The second important thing, of course, all of them are important, but I just want to draw your attention to the rules also as it relates to you. And I'm going to just go through just a few of this. And I'm sure you have seen where I got this. It is on my UNISA, and you go to Student Policies and Rules. Now, on this one, it just starts off by indicating operating hours of the university, the language of tuition, the language of research, method of tuition, and mode of delivery, so that you do not expect things that we will not be able to offer you. So you have to go through all of this. Library services, we've got a whole session dedicated, a full hour dedicated to library services. But here's just a snippet of what that space is all about. I want to take you to a section that talks admission, and then there's registration. You heard about registration issues, application for credits. So if you were applying, if you had studied elsewhere and had passed certain modules, here are the rules that you must know about if you wanted to be credited those modules, so that you don't have to repeat them when you are doing your current qualification. So on and on it goes. You earlier in the previous session, you heard about cancellation of registration. The rules are also there. Ms. Lizelle Stammet did mention those. I think one of the other major areas for you to really keep in mind is that the university says that if you are doing a higher certificate, 120 credits, that you have only 10 modules that you need to do in order to complete the higher certificate, or a diploma or a degree or a 4-year degree. So those are the maximum number of years that it must take you to complete your qualifications. This is very important. Otherwise, you may be excluded from registering further if you do not complete your modules and pass all of them within that prescribed period. So the rules relating to this are further indicated. There's a readmission process. There's also a deferment process. So at times you find students feel that they've taken too much workload in terms of the number of modules. They just don't have time. You can defer, but there are rules, there are forms if you want to defer your studies. Semester change, if you also want to switch and not study any further in this semester, you want to transfer to the next semester, the rules are there. Finance, fees, formative assessments, we'll talk about that in the next, in a short while. The admission to examinations, assessment periods, supplementary examination. So this is your Bible as a UNISA student, not only as a new student, but as a student registered at UNISA, actively registered, meaning that all of these rules do apply to you. Quite interesting, I see here, they say 50% is your pass mark. I hope I'm getting thumbs up to say that's too low for me. I'm going to aim for 75 in all of my my modules. Okay, so let me go back into my presentation, and I'm going to just briefly talk about a few slides, and I'm going to invite some of my colleagues to come. Those of you who have already registered, I'm sure, in your tutorial letters, hard copy tutorial letters, or those that you were able to download on MyUNISA, you may have seen either or what is on the left-hand side or what is on the right-hand side. This is important. This is in your tutorial 101. It is meant to make sure that you can be able to kickstart your academic journey and be able to already access certain resources that you need for your success at UNISA. So just wanted to make you aware that every page in tutorial 101 is important because it's got information that is meant for your ears and eyes. Then you have what we call a web orientation page. So many of you would be familiar with the retention unit and the first year experience program. So if you go to unisa.ac.za/FYE, first year experience, or even if you just go to Google and say first year experience at UNISA, you will come across this page. So a lot of resources also reside here specifically for first year students. If you want to find out more. One of the things that are very important is assignment submission. And I have this slide here, and students previously surveyed indicated that they couldn't submit their assignments. And you know, if you don't submit your assignments, it means you are not getting feedback in terms of how you are doing. It means when you get to the examination, you'll have a lot more to do to prepare, and preparing in the dark because you have not been actively doing your academic activities. So I just wanted to just show what some of the students were indicating were challenges that they were facing, so that you can avert, so that you can be better prepared to make sure that you do not fall into this situation where some of them just completely forgot to submit their assignments. I'm hoping none of you will forget. In the session that started at 10 o'clock, they've shown you how you can prepare for your first semester or your first year at UNISA. Make sure that you can be able to see all of your assignments, do a schedule on which one is due first and so on, so that you can submit all of your assignments. If you've got technical difficulties, you've got a device, you can go to your nearest campus, like those who are there today. You can inquire from the digital learning advisors about the kind of challenges that they normally deal with, that if you come across, how you can get assistance from them. So those are important things. Many of the students talk about lack of time, and we talked about time management in the 10 o'clock session. It's important to make sure you have enough time for your modules. And some of them also, you know, even if they had started working on the assignments, something just happened to disrupt them from submitting. So please just make sure that you are able to submit your assignments, do them on time, so that if you come across challenges, that you will be able to resolve those challenges when you still have time. Because if the assignment is closing at midnight tonight, and you're only realizing at 2000 hours that you are having challenges, you might not have anyone to assist you then. So get started as early as possible. Assignments are important for you to know how much studying you have done and how much understanding you have, how much knowledge you were able to gain from the activities that are involved there. So please we do not want to be asking you why you did not submit your assignment. Please make sure that you do so. You start as early as possible. I cannot emphasize that more. You might not even be able to sit for your examinations if you do not submit your assignments. It is important for you. I've got a number of videos here, and my colleagues are going to post some of this in the chat. And it's about you, ladies and gentlemen. Some of us, as you have seen in one of my slides earlier in the first session, some of you do not have, motivation enough to invest time in your studies. Some of your commitment levels might not be at the required standard. So all of these resources are meant for you. So tips to survive a first year your first year at UNISA. So this short video is about some of the students who were once first year at UNISA, and they are just narrating how they survived. And maybe survive might not be a much more positive word, but that's how they were able to navigate and transcend the challenges that they had faced at the time. So you might find their stories more motivational, but also that you can get assistance from the tips that they have about how to navigate your first year. So a lot of these resources are meant for you. Some of you, if I pick on the one on financial literacy, some of you are staying away from home for the first time in your lives. So how to also navigate that space, you might not yet have figured out. So some of these resources will help you building mental strength. I mean, it's important because you find yourself on your own in a remote space, away from everything you are used to. So you might need to build that resilience and building your mental strength in order to be able to navigate and adjust and adapt to your new environment here. All right, and then the administration related how-to videos, again, step-by-step guide. Lizelle, you'll hear her voice in many of these videos, applying for deferment, exemptions, because you've already chosen your modules, but maybe you'll be better prepared in the next registration cycle if you were not. So you get to see how you could have done that, cancellation of modules and registration. Most of what was discussed in the previous session, you've got very short videos here that you can use to do that. Some of the videos, again, that will be posted, it's about the different types of assessments. When we're talking about continuous assessment or a graded discussion assignment or multiple choice questions or quizzes, portfolio assignments, what are they? And there are tips on these links in terms of how you can approach these kinds of assessments. Again, it is anticipating that you need this kind of assistance, and we are ready with these resources so that you can be able to find it a little easier to deal with your assessments and many of the other processes that are indicated earlier. All right, so I'm going to pause here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know the chat is still off. After the next presentation, I'm going to keep it on, and I'm going to go, or rather, I'm going to activate it and make sure I get your thoughts on the presentations that you will hear and questions that you have. We will address. Maybe just while you are here, the FYE at unisa.ac.za, many of you are familiar with it. Especially those who have completed the MOOC and had some challenges, please make use of this mailbox. It is meant for you. It is a first-year experience mailbox, and challenges that you have in your first year at UNISA, particularly relating to the work that we do in the student retention unit that you'll hear more about in the next presentation. Please make use of it so that you can unblock whatever blockages that you come across, and you can get assistance and be able to proceed with your studies. I'm going to stop here and invite Nasihat Dawood, is my colleague. She's going to take you through the next few slides. Over to you, Nas.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rashidi. Am I audible? Good afternoon, students.
Okay, I see there are thumbs up. I am not sure you are audible. Can you just greet again, Nas, and just to make sure I can hear you?
Good afternoon, students.
Oh, great. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, students, and welcome to UNISA. My name is Nasihat Dawood, and I'm a student success practitioner at the Student Retention Unit, under the leadership of my wonderful boss, who you've seen. It gives me great pleasure to be with you today. To prepare for the academic year, you are required to complete 2 zero-credit modules, and these courses will provide you with useful information to navigate your way through UNISA. Special learning courses called the FYE 1500 and the FYE 1600 were developed to provide you with the basic skills to familiarize yourself with what UNISA has to offer, and to provide you with support you may need as a first-time entering student. Think of these courses as the ingredients and instructions needed before you bake a cake or assemble a structure. Similarly, these courses are important ingredients for your academic success as you cover important areas as seen. Students, I cannot stress this enough. These are important ingredients. It's your induction, it's your toolkit, it's things that you require to navigate your way, from getting to know your MyUNISA to understanding library services, student affairs, and all the important tools that you require. Okay, the FYE 1500 is also available in 4 other official languages. And the FYE 1600 provides you with basic academic literacy skills so that we can assist you and provide the necessary support needed should you be struggling in certain areas. To date, we have over 34,500 students that are enrolled thus far, and some of you may be familiar with the courses as you have completed it already. Our team has been actively communicating via SMS and email to ensure that you are well equipped to begin these courses. Please check your MyLife account for the necessary communication regarding these courses. You may also have heard it from a friend, and now you're hearing it from us. For those of you who have not begun already, you may be wondering how you can access these courses. Well, our students are automatically loaded, and thus you may find these courses under your My Modules. There are also self-enroll links for those who do not see these courses under My Modules. Please check your MyLife account for the emails and make sure you complete the courses by 26th of February. That gives you 2 weeks to complete both courses. So, what happens if I do not complete the FYE 1500 and FYE 1600? What happens to me? Am I able to continue? What's going on with these courses? Well, these courses are vital for your stay at UNISA, and you are encouraged to complete them. Failure to complete these courses will result in you losing out on important information that will be useful for your academic journey at UNISA. So please, students, please complete these courses at your earliest convenience. Remember to mark each section as done when you're going through the courses. I've indicated the areas where you may find the Mark is Done tab, so be sure to click on these as you navigate your way through each course. On the left, we see an example of the FYE 1600, where the Mark is Done appears under each learning unit. And on the right, we see the Mark is Done appearing on the right-hand side under each course unit. Now that you are equipped with the important skills, you are ready to begin your academic journey at UNISA and your academic journey for success. Congratulations to all those who have already completed the FYE 1500 and FYE 1600. The most beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. So continue to empower yourself and give your best version of yourself in all aspects of life, be it your academic, your social, or your personal relations. We wish you everything of the best, students, and we'd like to thank you for your time today. Please feel free to contact us via the FYE mailbox or the course chat function, and we will gladly assist you. Well done on taking the first step to student success. This is such a momentous occasion, and we would love to walk the walk with you. We are proud of you, and you got this. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nasihat. Very well said, well presented, and I see that there is a lot of appreciation for your presentation. All right, so you have heard about that. I've opened up the chat. Let's see what you have so far. And I'm going to go back and tell you a little bit more about the student retention unit. Let me see. Zaidas, please send us an email. I see you are indicating we missed your question regarding the payments in the previous session. Please send an email to FYE. I will ensure that I get an answer for you there. The next one is how to create my UNISA account. How to create my UNISA account is going to be covered elsewhere, but what I can do, let me see. I'm going to post a link in the chat, and it shows you step-by-step guide on how you can do so. Okay, so I have done that. It's in the chat. Let me see who else is asking. Okay, NSFAS, we cannot respond yet. You will hear. If you check the schedule, you'll find NSFAS session where you will have our colleagues from NSFAS desk who will answer all of your questions there. When is the closing date for registration fee? It is the 16th. The last day of registration coincides with the last day by when you need to pay your fees. I got that from Ms. Lizelle Stemmet in the previous session. If I'm temporarily registered, does that mean I can't access the FYE courses? I'm going to ask Nasihat to respond to that. Nasihat, students, can students be able to do the FYE 1500 and FYE 1600 in the meantime while waiting to finalize the registration? I know you've got the self-enrollment links. Mm-hmm. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, you can. I have posted the FYE 1500 and 1600 self-enroll links on the chat. So you would just click on it, and then you would need to log in with your My UNISA login details. So if you have that, if you have your email address and your My UNISA My Modules email, then you can complete the FYE 1500 and 1600.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is maybe they will need to first finalize the registration before they can do so. All right, so Those students who are having challenges, Nasihat, with the 1500, I see some of them are saying it's showing the 404 error. What would you advise them to do?
Okay, thank you. So for those of you that are showing the 404 error, you can click on the self-enroll link that I've posted on the chat. So that would assist there. And if you're still struggling, then you can contact us on the FYE email address or send an email via there, and we would assist you if the self-enroll link does not work.
Okay, great. So there are options for you. Again, these are 0 credit courses, so they don't count towards your qualification in any way. They are just meant to make sure that you are ready, you are prepared, you can develop the skills that you need to be a successful student at UNISA. Ntokozo is going to post in the chat a link for Telegram. The Student Retention Unit has a Telegram channel. That Telegram channel is going to help you with the important information, developments in the institution, developments from the Student Retention Unit side. All important information will be posted there on a daily basis, or at least we try to do so on a daily basis. So again, it's a self-enrollment link, just to give you comfort that on that Telegram channel, no one else will be able to see your contact details or anything like that. You will only be able to see what we post. So it's important for you to keep your eye there. I know that there are many Telegram groups that are being created, but the one that I'm referring to is called the First Year Experience Telegram. If you search it, you will not find it. You can only join it on a link that is in the chat. Alternatively, and because we care so much, we will have weekly emails that we will be sending to you. And in those weekly emails, you'll also find a link that you can use to join. So look out for those weekly emails. They are also important to keep you abreast with the developments and changes and upcoming events, links to events that you may have missed, so that you can catch up on those through the links to the recordings. One of the other things that we do is live broadcast. So we'll occasionally invite, students to come in and talk about their experiences at UNISA. We collaborate with colleagues from the 10 o'clock session, the counseling session, and then just talk about difficulties that students might face and how you can find solutions around those. And it's a live interactive session. So you again are able to just interact with colleagues. Sometimes we have guests from outside the institution to come to talk to you about important things. So please look out for that. We endeavor to send out those weekly emails every Friday from 12 o'clock. So almost around midday every Friday. Check in your My Life account. You will find from next week onwards emails that are important for you to look at. All right. Let me see what else is here. Is everything online? Well, most of the things are online. Almost everything is online. If you happen to be at a regional office and watching and joining from there, please ask the colleagues who are there what it is that the region is able to offer. But don't forget that tomorrow we are having regional orientation sessions. So if you are based in the Western Cape, you will know that I think it is 2 o'clock. So you do not have to be on campus from morning if you do not have to, because the Western Cape session is only in the afternoon. So you can go to the Western Cape and attend the session there in George or in Cape Town. If it is Northeastern region, I have indicated that Northeastern region is made up of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. In Mpumalanga, you have Middleburg office as well as Mbombela, or what was known as Nelspruit campus. Please make your way there at that scheduled time so that you can hear what the region says they have in store for you. Of course, you can still join those sessions online. In Limpopo, then you have Giyani, Makhado, Polokwane, Giyani, Makhado, Polokwane. Yes, those 3. You have those 3 that you can visit. All right, I'm going into the chat quickly to see if there's anything you are raising. Where to find tutorial letter 101? Well, tutorial letter 101 is under official resources. It means you must be registered and you must have paid the minimum registration fee. And then if you check in the chat, there is a short video that I've posted about how to claim your MyUNISA logins, and only then will you be able to access tutorial letter 101. So every module has got a tutorial letter 101. And the tutorial letter 101 for each module is about that module, although there's generic information. So if it is Financial Accounting 1501, FSC 1501, you'll find in there who is your lecturer, how is the module going to be assessed, what textbooks are prescribed, and things like that. So every module will have its own tutorial letter 101. Yes, I can see you're still waiting for the Telegram link. It's coming. It's coming. Just keep your eyes in the chat. All right. Placement module, it will be in your tutorial 101. If you want to find out about the placement module, I'm assuming you're talking about experiential learning or work integrated learning or a practical module. So if you have registered for such a module, just check in the tutorial letter 101 for more information there. A test only written online at UNISA. You bet, indeed, it is online, and you are going to hear in the next session, immediately after this session, you're going to hear about all the preparatory work that you need to put in so that you can have a device and you know how all of that is going to happen. So it will be a very, very small overview about it. But on Friday, if you look at your schedule on Friday, you will see DSAA, Directorate Students Administration and Assessment. They're going to tell you all about assessments. Don't miss out on assessment related information on the Wednesday's session. I think Wednesday and Thursday, when your college, when your faculty will be having the sessions there. They'll also be telling you about assessments from the college point of view. All right, let's see what else I can figure out from there. All right, so if you have registered and have not had yet from your bursary, it means you'll just have to hang in there, but keep making those inquiries so that by the 16th, when registration closes, you know exactly what to do. If you are unsure, and because I cannot speak on their behalf, I don't know much happening in that space, look on the schedule for a session that will be able to have answers for you. All right, let's move. I haven't received my study material after 2 weeks. Wow, and you're fully registered. You go and claim your MyUNISA logins, at least in the meantime, while you are waiting, you can be able to access your study material on MyUNISA under official study material. The information is there. All tutorial letters are already there. The study guides, if your module has got a study guide, it's already there. So don't wait. Don't wait if there is a delay in delivery of your study material. Another interesting question here, ladies and gentlemen, when do classes start? I wonder if this student did do the MOOC relating to offer acceptance. And the reason I'm asking, I'm not picking on you necessarily, it is because in that MOOC, we indicated that at UNISA, you are mostly studying independently, unless in your registered modules, you are going to have tutoring classes, which you will find out about when your college presents on Wednesday and Thursday. That you will get online classes, which you will find out about in your tutorial letters or through communication from your lecturer about classes. I hope I'm answering the question about classes. So there is no timetable that you will get to say today, 8 o'clock, we are in class A to do A, B, C, and D. You are mostly studying independently. All right, I'm moving along. I'm looking for more comments and questions. Someone was asking about whether the FYE courses that Nasihat was talking about, the FYE 1500 and 1600, if they were the same. I'm sure you already have your answer there that they are not the same. These ones are meant for registered students. Okay. I see someone, wow, is in Windhoek or Windhoek. Windhoek sounds more like that beverage. Windhoek, I see there are no lessons for Windhoek tomorrow. All right, so we do not have a campus where you are. Windhoek, I think if my geography is correct, is in Namibia. So you might want to just join any of the sessions tomorrow, because it's more about the specific regions where UNISA has got campuses, but you can join and just hear what regional centers of the university provide their students with. Unfortunately, you do not have a campus there at the moment, but you should not feel left out at all, because everything else that is being shared, even by the regional offices, they do have online programs that you can still benefit from, even if you are all the way in Africa somewhere, in your case, in Windhoek. All right, let me see. When will I be able to access my UNISA? I think I've indicated once you have registered and paid your final registration fee before the 16th of February, if you are registering for semester modules, you should then be able to claim your logins using the link I've shared in the chat. All right, I feel like I'm doing Instagram live, yes. Okay, should I register all my 16 modules? No, you will not be able to do so. You will have seen, if you tried, you would not have been able to. You would only be able to register for a maximum of 10 modules, combination of semester and year modules, or 5 semester modules in the first semester and 5 modules in the second semester if it is semester modules. But you will not be able to register all 16 No, you will not be able to. All right. Can I go to any regional campus? Definitely. That's the beauty of UNISA, that if you are based in Rustenburg and you happen to be visiting friends and colleagues, or you are on a work trip in East London, feel free. No one will even ask where you are originally from. We treat all of our students as UNISA students, irrespective of where they indicated during registration that they belong to. So please, any regional UNISA center, feel free to visit. All right, I think we are good. Let me see if there's anything else that came in recently. Is it a must to go to campus tomorrow? I advise you to go to campus tomorrow. Go to your nearest campus tomorrow. I'll tell you why. Because if you do not go, and of course you can still join online. I'm not saying that the online sessions are cancelled, but if you do not go, you run the risk of not knowing who to contact to troubleshoot. You should be familiar with your campus, familiar with the people who are going to assist you, familiar with the processes, familiar with the services that are being offered at your campus, so that you don't wait until you have challenges and you don't know what to do. So go to your nearest campus tomorrow at the time that is indicated on the schedule, so that you can meet your fellow students. I see a lot of you have respected the request not to post your personal information. Thank you. I appreciate it. So go to the campus. That's where you are going to meet your fellow students doing the same qualification and modules as yourself, and start doing those study groups so that you can help each other. Okay. Let me see. Do we need access card for? Okay, so it's moving quickly. Okay, let me try and pause it here. All right. Please tell us more about AOD. AOD, acknowledgement of debt. Please, I will leave this one for the colleagues at the region. If they are here on the chat, please do advise about acknowledgement of debt. I know that it is a process that you say that I do not have enough funds, and I commit to paying at a later stage. I'm not sure if it is available for first-year students or only returning students. So please do inquire if you happen to be on campus, or send the email to your email addresses under contact us on My UNISA. You'll find a number of them there. Alternatively, you can also join in the session. I think it's on Thursday. Just check on your schedule. There's going to be a session also about that. Okay, let me see what else. Access to the campus. I think for those who are on campus, let me see. Can I get a thumbs up if you were able to access the campus without a student card today? Can I get a thumbs up? And if you are seeing thumbs up, so that means you should be able to access the campus, although you can be able to do a student card. Obviously, you can only have a student card by visiting a campus. So at the point where you do not have a student card, go to the nearest center. You should be able to get your student card done. And I hope that I am right. If I'm not, please ask for more accurate information. Someone is asking, I am in Polokwane. Is there a campus to go? You are lucky because I know at the top of my head that Polokwane is in Landros Mare Street. So that's where you'll find two buildings. The first building block is the administrative block, and you have another building across the robot. But let me show you where you can find. In fact, let me not do that. Let me give you a homework. On the posters that you received, you would have had addresses about the different campuses. Otherwise, just go to My UNISA and under directions, you will find the address to the campuses around the country. I see we've got 10 more minutes to go. And I'm going to look for more and more of your inputs. How do I check if I paid the minimum fees? I think this one I am not sure, but if you are able to claim your logins, it means you have paid the full amount. Otherwise, my advice is either to check on the contact us page for an email address that can direct you there. And the fastest way is to go to your nearest office, regional campus, if you're not able to do, if you're not able to have other means of checking. But if you've paid the full minimum, you should then be able to claim your My UNISA logins. And if you are able to claim your My UNISA logins, you will then be able to check on My UNISA itself how much you have paid and how much you still have to go. How long is temporary registration valid for? Well, you will be temporarily registered for as long as you have not paid the minimum fees. There aren't any campuses in the Eastern Cape. There are actually 3 campuses in the Eastern Cape. Mthatha, there's a campus. Gqeberha, formerly Port Elizabeth, there's a campus. East London, there's also a campus there. So please just go on to My UNISA and you will find directions and the specific addresses there. Ziyanda, if I can ask you maybe just to post, I see it's coming up quite often. So please just post the link in the chat so that students can be able to easily access it and be in the know about which campuses they should be visiting tomorrow, because those campuses are there to service them. All right, let me see. Will tomorrow's session be recorded? All sessions are recorded. All sessions are recorded. And we, at the end of this week, once all of the sessions have taken place, maybe let me promise, by Tuesday next week, you will be able to have access to all the recordings. All the recordings. We'll send you an email with a link to a web page where we are hosting all of the recorded sessions. So do not worry at all. You can always catch up on what you would have missed. But we advise you and encourage you to go to the UNISA center tomorrow at the time that is scheduled for that session. I've received mobile data. Was it allocated by UNISA? UNISA cares, and you have seen so far how much care we have. So is the mobile data from UNISA? You bet it is from UNISA. UNISA cares, and you will be getting that mobile data on a monthly basis. Just make sure that if you do change your mobile number or change the networks, Ms. Lizelle Stamet showed you in the previous session that you can go to My UNISA and update your details there so that you do not miss out. All right, how do I claim My UNISA logins? Please check in the chat. I've posted a link there. Anyone going to Pietermaritzburg campus? I feel like everyone is in Gauteng. No, Pietermaritzburg campus is open for business. So please, if you find yourself in KwaZulu-Natal, Pietermaritzburg, Durban, Newcastle, Richards Bay, please make your way there. In fact, KwaZulu-Natal is one of the biggest regions of this university. So you will find lots and lots of your fellow students if you are there tomorrow. Right, study material. Of course, I did say you can get it in your on MyUNISA. If it has not yet arrived by courier, if you chose courier, or if you have not yet collected at the nearest center, if you chose that option. All right. I received a letter of registration confirmation. When log into my admin financial details, it shows that I haven't paid my registration. The fact that you have been able to claim your logins is proof enough that you have paid. Otherwise, you were not going to be able to do so. I think for those who need access cards or student cards, please just make sure you are on campus. Be on campus. I'm sure you want that feeling of, feeling of being a fully registered student, and you want, to show off to your friends, So please go to a campus near you and do that student card, and have that feeling of being a tertiary student or a university student, as it were. All right, I'm going very quickly now. I see I've got 4 minutes left. Let me see. Am I allowed to print my study guides for free at campus? I am not sure. I am not sure if it is free. Please, tomorrow you will get to find out. I am in Rustenburg. Is there a campus I can go to? Definitely go to Rustenburg office. There's a campus, a big, nice, beautiful campus there. Many of UNISA campuses are beautiful. So there's a campus there. Please check in the chat. I've asked my colleagues to post a link in terms of the addresses of the campuses. And anyone going to Port Elizabeth campus, Gqeberha, definitely there should be many other students there. Let me see. Student cards. Go to campus tomorrow and every other day for that matter. But you'll hear more about many other reasons why you should go to a UNISA campus, even though you have an option to study online and access some of this. If you received an SMS that you must collect your study material, does that mean registration has been paid for you? Most likely. Just check if you can claim if you can register on MyUNISA, and if you can do so, then that will be the confirmation right there. Right, let me see what else is here. Study material. It will come. If you've chosen courier, it will come. If you've chosen to collect at UNISA, please go to collect before the date that you've been told you should do so by. What time are we expected to be at the campus tomorrow? Well, you can go and spend the whole day on campus tomorrow, do other things, meet the staff, but the actual sessions for tomorrow will be at a time that is on the schedule. I'm going to flight that in a short while. I'm going to do that in a short while. Please, on the schedule that led to you being here at this time, in fact, you should be able to see what time your region will be live on MS Teams and YouTube and live on campus tomorrow. All right, I'm going to close this session. I see a lot of questions my colleagues have answered. All right, let me see if there's anything that I can just quickly squeeze in. Remember, we have a call center at UNISA. Remember, we have a chat box, rather a chat bot that you can send your inquiries to. But most importantly, if you go to my UNISA homepage, you will find, let me see if I can project it quickly. Let me do that actually. My UNISA. This guy over here, this is your self-help FAQs on what to do, chatbot, live chat. So someone is there to be able to chat with you. But I also want to show you here inquiries. So you click here and you get all the places that you can inquire about, all that you need to know about here. All right, so I'm going to pause here. I'm going to hand over to colleagues in the next session. And those of you who are struggling to claim their logins, I see there's lots and lots of resources that are being shared in the chat. So please do that. Please check the schedule and be on time for the session. So I'm handing over now. Please go and join the next session that is about Academic Development Open Virtual Hub. Sharp ne? See you on the other side.